Ladies and gentlemen, this is Mampolo from Mampolo's canal. Renee Maisa. Guys, una know this man that they call Festus Okoye, the National Commissioner of INEC. I got information too. Be like say the guy don't suffer what is called technical glitches as well. I'm not going to even talk too much for this video. Because when I go to watch the technical glitches with me. If you think that this man suffer technical glitches for this video, comment section, put them there. Because you get where you go reach. When they shame for channel TV, they ask one hard question sometimes. So you go there consistently, they answer that question. Pata, they flog you. Paka. If flog this guy today, the guy they confused. He comes suffer another technical glitch. I tell you anything that is connecting to INEC now, technical glitches. For those who never see Festus Okoye, the National Commissioner of INEC, when they misfire. All right now, watch the video.
Have you been able to fully upload all the results from the presidential election on the IREV portal?
Up till now?
You cannot fully upload all the results.
You mean
because there were places where elections did not take place.
Yes.
And I'll give you an example. Before the election, we told Nigerians that elections will take place only in 176,606 polling units, as against the number of polling units we have in the country, because in some of those polling units, we do not have registered voters. So you don't expect results from the IREV for all these other polling units where we did not deploy. That is one. Secondly, in places where there were violent disruption of the elections, you don't expect results from those polling units.
You mean how?
So I think that it is it will not be right to expect that that
technical glitches
we contain results from 176,606 polling units.
Technical glitches.
That is far-fetched.
How many have you uploaded now so far?
Well, I don't have the figure offered.
You mean now?
The results, substantial number of the results are already on the IREV.
I mean, why did it take INEC that long to upload the result?
Well, as a lawyer, I'm going to be slightly circumspect and slightly careful in answering some of your questions, because some of the issues relating to the issue of result upload, especially for the presidential election, is pending before the election petitions court. And the commission, I think on the 3rd of July, we opened this defense around the issue of result upload and the issues surrounding it. So if you permit me, I will just try as much as possible to avoid answering that question, because it's one of the major issues before the election petitions court. And I'm careful about answering.
So people are worried that there were two different kinds of elections that happened on one day.
Yes.
One part of it, there are those who are worried that results were there. The other part, results were not there.
Yes.
Why the discrepancy?
It's not a discrepancy. We explained to Nigerians that there were challenges with uploading the presidential election results. And I'm using the word challenges as a layman's way of trying to explain what happened. The commission said that there was a glitch in terms of uploading the presidential election results. But and I've said it times without number, the uploading of the results of the election into the INEC result viewing portal was to build public trust and also for the public to follow what goes on within and around the election process. But as you know, and as I know, the law, the Electoral Act 2022, gives every registered political party the opportunity to nominate polling agents, or what in popular parlance we call party agents, to be his eyes within the various polling units. And most of the political parties did nominate their polling agents. In fact, 3 of the political parties nominated over 176,000 polling agents. One of them nominated around 134,000 polling agents. So what that means is that each political party had the primary evidence at the level of the polling unit of those results. So I find it slightly difficult to understand why almost all the political parties are relying only on results uploaded to the various polling units.
This guy brain, your brain not the work
applied
again.
to the commission, and the commission accredited
Your brain is not working.
176,000 polling agents for each political party.
But you made the promise that you are going to put it there.
You made a promise.
Yes, you were the one who said IREF is going to work.
Yes.
Where are we supposed to see results?
He worked in Ondo.
We are supposed to see results from the representative of
you
party.
said it's going to work.
And not IREF.
But you reneged on your promise.
You just
you failed on your promise.
No, nobody has said that it did not work. The result, you said it yourself. The results for the senatorial election was uploaded. That of the House of Representatives election was uploaded. Governorship election was uploaded.
Yes.
State Assembly elections were uploaded.
What happened to presidencies?
It is only in the uploading of the presidential election,
which is the most important.
And we explained to Nigerians that this was exactly what happened.
Look at your head.
No, you have not explained to Nigerians what happened.
We did.
No, what did you say happened?
We said there was a glitch in terms of uploading of the presidential election results.
What's the nature of the glitch?
You know,
was it
technical glitches
of
watch him
network or host
failures or criminals exactly everywhere?
Is it a hardware problem or your the domain where you had your server or your porter domicile that was the problem?
This country,
if you drag me into a digital and technological issue, I will get lost.
Because you are already lost in every aspect of life.
A lawyer.
You are a lost man.
As far as I'm concerned, there were challenges with uploading of the presidential election.
Already lost.
That issue of uploading,
your full life,
whether it was a hardware issue, whether it was a software matter, is already before the presidential election petition court, and I will not go into that. Moreover, my knowledge of technology is very, very limited. So if you drag me into issues, I will just get lost.
You already lost.
Your mind, it might not be your expertise.
Yes.
But because this is an engagement that you had with Nigeria, a promise you made to Nigerians, this is INEC, the destiny of Nigerians and the Nigerian people's hopes and aspirations about a process which they believe INEC was going to be transparent and come straight to them. So if there was somebody who was responsible who failed in his duties, or if it was a machine problem or it's a human error, what failed? Is it human or machine?
Then no.
Well, as an individual, I will have an opportunity of understanding the intricacies of what happened the moment we begin our own internal review process. And also the moment we also begin the external review process.
So INEC does not know now what really happened?
I've told you what I know.
No, the point is, sir,
yes.
I know. Yes. If they take light in this building right now, it could be a generator or from the source or solar. There are possible 3 ways by which we can generate power in this room right now. If they take light from the source, which is NEPA or PHCN, we put on our generator. If our solar fails, these are possible 3 ways. I'm not in that area, but I could tell you that power will be restored because our engineers are putting on the generator. So it could be that our engineer had gone to have dinner somewhere else, and that was why the gap of the minute in which they took light and we couldn't restore it. So that's what I'm asking. In layman terms, was it a human error or a machine error?
Well, all I know is that there was a glitch. There were challenges with uploading of
even you, there's glitch with you now.
That is all from a layman's point of view.
You are suffering glitch.
So nobody has been held accountable within INEC.
It's not issue of holding anybody accountable.
What failed? There were monies, millions of naira Nigerian taxpayers' money that have been entrusted in the hands of INEC to prosecute this election. A major part of it failed, and INEC described it as a glitch. So explain to Nigerians if it's human or machine. So that you don't get, I know what you're trying to run away from.
I'm not running away.
You don't want to get into the arena of what the tribunal is prosecuting right now, but just tell Nigerians it was human, it was machine. No. So Nigerians can then hold their breath and wait to when the defense of INEC comes. No.
Let me explain something.
The whole national commissioner has no idea.
Using the word failure. You are using the word failure in a very generic
you
sense.
The word failure.
And that is not.
Including you are a failure.
Now, that machine you are talking about has 3 components and 3 elements. When we were doing the voters registration process, we used that particular machine for purposes of voters registration.
Yes.
when we are doing voter accreditation, we use it for voter accreditation. And then after election, we also use the same machine for result upload. So it is only one component of result upload that we are talking about. So the machine has not failed. The machine was used successfully in terms of voters registration. The machine was also used successfully in terms of voter accreditation. And the machine was also used successfully in terms of result upload. We are only talking of result upload for the presidential election only. So it is not true, and it is not right, and it's not correct to insinuate, even remotely, that taxpayers' money was wasted and the machine did not work. No, the machine worked optimally.
I look at it in this way,
yes.
Mr. Okoye. If you are to buy a vehicle, and what you are concerned about is you paid for the vehicle and the vehicle is delivered to you. But when they give you a story that on the way from Mina, in between Mina and Abuja, the vehicle break down and something happened, you don't want to hear the story. What you want is what you paid for to be delivered to you. Nigerians paid for an excellent election. And midway, something happened when you promised them that results are going to be uploaded on IREV as a transparent process to be able to monitor and convent any kind of fraudulent activities on the exercise. But then it happened on 2 of the 3 elections. On 1, it did not happen.
Important
so that
one.
means that beavers worked, but where
because
you're supposed to upload it
be
in the cloud or in one
machine,
it did not come, and it did not come in one of the elections out of the 3.
They play
the Nigerians
with us.
are beginning to worry. If it was a human effort to hold on to that result.
Let me give you an example. I boarded a plane coming from Anambra at the Anambra airport. All of us had already boarded the plane. And then suddenly the pilot said that there was a problem with the computer of the aircraft and that he had called Lagos and that Lagos has asked him to shut down the plane and restart it. And he told us that what he's doing is akin to a computer, to our mobile phones hanging, and then you switch it off and put it on again. So even in aeroplanes, sometimes you experience that type of challenge. I have seen, you can buy a vehicle today and it will have a problem. I've seen vehicles that were recalled to the factory.
Mr. Okoye, do you realize that Nigerians are very reasonable people?
Oh, definitely,
they can understand.
How will they realize
you have a problem
when they see all of us as fools?
Understand. This is not the first time INEC has had logistics problem. And Nigerians will understand, you are going to postpone the election. We'll wait the next 2 weeks when you want to.
Why did you postpone the presidential election?
Raise their hopes and you said, this is going to work, and did not work. Don't you think that they have the right to ask, especially when the only reason why people pay tax is to see the effort of that tax being used? Mr. Okoye, you look at the IREV, and I'd like to ask you one last question on this issue of IREV. And maybe we can look at it again and perhaps maybe a big lesson. So if you say you cannot tell us specifically what went wrong, and I'd like to ask you whether it was human or machine error, or you say you are not able to tell us. But is it the same process if it did not work well for the presidential election? Is it the same one you're using for the 3 elections you're planning?
I want to know.
Or you've changed it?
No.
You don't work suddenly.
You agreed.
Demons.
That in terms of result upload, that it worked for the senatorial election.
All of them don't collect
it worked
money.
for the House of Representative elections. It worked for the governorship election. And it worked for the State Assembly election. So
why you not work for the important one?
Out of 5, it worked well.
Why you not work for the most important one Nigeria wants?
Correct to say that, the issue of using the beavers for a result upload failed. No. So what we're going to do is that since from the 4th of July, we are going to begin our own internal review with...
It is a useless review in advance.
And then thereafter, the chairman of the commission will outline the dates and the processes and procedures for the other reviews involving our electoral officers, involving collation officers, involving collation and returning officers, selected presiding officers, and also involving the external stakeholders, political parties, civil society groups and organizations, and others. all these things will be put in a basket, and we will have a very clear understanding, especially from the experts, on what exactly went
because
wrong.
I mean, as the CEO of the commission, the INEC chairman,
yes,
heads are not rolling in the IT department, where billions of naira have been committed into their hands. I mean, for that
wasting people's money.
Governorship election,
you want to go and do review, foolish review.
Election. This was the big stage.
Who in Nigeria cares about other election apart from presidential election?
Embarrass the commission. Well, and heads are not rolling. Nobody is being punished.
No. You don't begin punishment on the basis of emotion and also.
You will never punish anybody there.
You must
know you
begin
people.
punishment on the basis of clear understanding of what has transpired.
So, but election held since February.
And that,
Mr. Okoye,
and that clear.
We are in June right now. We are entering into July.
That is true.
If it was a private sector interest, would you have waited this long to find out what happened?
The commission is not a private sector interest.
Your organization would have collapsed on itself.
The commission,
if you have not taken it. So INEC has not really taken any steps since then.
It's not true.
Does the commission need the nation's trust in the way and manner he carried out his work?
Exactly, and that is why we are going to begin our own internal review process. And you know, for this presidential election, for the 2023 general election, the commission deployed over 1.5 million ad hoc staff. Over 1.5 million.
How does it concern what they're asking you?
Okay, we're not talking about ad hoc staff.
It doesn't concern what we're talking about.
Your server, your machine that
this guy okay?
That hosts the whatever. The beavers wasn't the problem. It was where the results are that Nigerians could view. That was the bone of contention. And so there are people who are in charge. There are people who are manning it.
Yes.
What did you tell them? You were in the situation room. Did you scold them? Did you query them? Did you suspend anybody?
He was there monitoring evil.
I cannot disclose to you
what
happened in the situation room when this issue arose.
Each time this guy they talk, I know they happy. This guy.
Those of us who are not vast in technology try to understand what was going on, and we were sure that it will be rectified in a short while, and then
it went on and on.
Things spilled out of hand and so on and so forth.
For several weeks.
Not for several weeks, and we had to issue a statement. So that for me is what I know as at now. Okay. The moment we conclude our internal review, we will be in a position to have a useless review of what transpired. And then if sanctions have to be applied, if heads have to roll, definitely that will be done.
National wanted commissioner for INEC, I don't know what he did. He himself, they suffer technical glitches here. Serious one. Serious technical glitches. Now they suffer. Talk up and down. The one where the answer, the answer A, the answer Z. You know, see, you have no defense, so now we'll come court. We're waiting for you people. I said we are waiting for you people. I don't even want to talk too much again. The question one Shemu asked here, spot on. I love them. You know, so somebody do well, I go praise you. Then when you ask good question, when enter inside my bone marrow, it makes sense. You know, so person when they stammer, all things being equal, you call the stammer for Channels TV. You they stammer, they deceive us. They play, we are watching your people. Oh, I know what to do. Bad people everywhere. Very demonic people. Full for Nigeria. Una don't collect on our own now. As una collect on our own, una don't collect on our money finish. Una don't say the most election when Nigeria they hope on. What would they hope on? Which is presidential election. Now that one una no upload in the real time. No, una don't want to upload that one. Because una want to kick out P2B. It don't finish. Nothing else. Nothing else. What do you concern me with State House of Assembly election? What is my problem? Local government election. Are Nigeria interested in that bullshit? We're not interested. Even up to Senate and the House of Rep. We're not interested in that kind of election. If you know, I'm not. The major key election in Nigeria, they always be interested is presidential and governorship. Every other election, concern us. Go and do your election. If you want, you can rig that one. The one where you don't say Nigeria, they die for, una rig up. Una give us emotional trauma. Give us emotional stroke. You don't have the defend nonsense. And they are to do. I know go on our time. Guys, if you love your, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on Facebook and Instagram. I'm on TikTok. All of my podcast. Peace out.